First agenda item is a resolution adopting the proposed 2021 budget.
Okay, let's go. Obviously been working on this for months. The final increase is 1.76%, so we're right at the cap. The one reason that we haven't left anything this year is because we don't know where the benefit program from the state's going to go. And we're fairly confident it's not going to go down. So we want to have some leeway when they finally send us what the increases are going to be. Otherwise, we're caught behind the 8 ball. Other than that, the board's had plenty of time to look at this document. It hasn't changed, since for several weeks now, really. There's been minor changes. Like I said, the one increase was to make allowances for what we feel is going to be an increase in the benefits from New York State retirement fund. We're also going to have 2 people retiring this year, one on highway, and what I hear is Teresa's going to be leaving. We don't know what we're going to do without Teresa, but so we need to make allowances for that also. Other than that, there hasn't been much change. I don't know if there's any comment. John, you have anything?
No, I went through it. I think it's all legitimate. It looks great. Thank you for your work again, you and Sue. There's nothing shocking. Everybody.
Uh-oh. You're going to get yelled at.
No, I've been reviewing it. I went through it today. I called the comptroller today. I had a few questions I worked out, and I'm fully supportive of the budget as it sits.
The one thing you would notice is that the town board doesn't get an increase, but that's business as usual. So, Mike, anything?
No, thank you very much for the additional $1,000 for cemetery. We've obviously talked about this enough. It's because unfortunately the county chooses not to support our sacred cemeteries, which is a sad comment, but I appreciate that. And I think we discussed in other meetings the other issues. I think it's a good budget for the conditions. I just hope this coming year that we don't get notified by the state of cuts. I'm still concerned about that.
Yep.
That's it.
That's our way.
Yep.
You will notice that the county was able to give themselves raises while cutting cemeteries,
Right,
so
yeah, right.
that's reprehensible. So. Bob?
Yeah, I'll support the budget. I just do have a couple little concerns with some increases from our employees. I think it's just going to cause some difficult situations for some other employees that are going to be a little bit dissension might occur. I did get a few phone calls today already with that, but besides that, I'm in favor of the budget.
Thank you. We get it every year. It's a tough budget year too, and I understand your concerns, but people should be happy that they are getting a little increase and they're holding on to their jobs, because there are a lot of places where you're not seeing that. You're seeing people being let go. Again, this is a great place to work. Philipstown's a good place, and we have great people. We appreciate it, but they need to understand that these decisions aren't made lightly. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress. So, John, Deputy Supervisor, has made a suggestion that we should get an independent party to come in and do the assessment for raises, start doing merit-based raises next year. Certainly would take the pressure off who's ever doing the budget. You get a manager for that period of time. They just do assessments on employee evaluations, and raises are based on that. Maybe
It would take a lot of the personalities out of it. And it's tough.
No, I agree. It is tough, and I do agree with Richard that this year we're lucky. We could have laid people off. There's no question about it. And people already had a lot of time at home. Unfortunately, that's the way the environment was, and we didn't do anything about it. Not that I said not did anything about it. We just didn't reduce anyone's pay or anything like that. We could have furloughed people. So you got to look at everyone's got to look at the big picture and understand that.
Yep.
We sitting up here, we've been in a lot of uncomfortable situations. From Roger Rails to the NRA to everything else. This makes me more uncomfortable than anything else, because you sit here and you look at people that you've known since, when you say, no, I'm sorry, I can't give you a raise this year. And it's for me, it's the toughest part of the whole job. And I think if you bring an independent agency in, let them set up some kind of program where, you're evaluated by your direct supervisor. There would be an overall supervisor which would be your position, that would
For a little while.
review the evaluations, and then raises would be merit-based, based on the financial situation of the town. And I think that's the only fair way to do it. So.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It would make life a lot easier. But, and people need to not take it personally. I know it's hard, but it's not personal. I try to just separate myself from personalities and relationships and just try to be fair about it.
I agree. That's the only way it can be.
Right.
You gotta
Yep.
take the personnel out of it.
Yeah. Judy?
We have to retain good people. Some positions are harder to fill than other positions,
Oh, yeah.
so that has to be taken into consideration as well,
Yep.
I think. But this is, I think, a good budget in a very difficult year. I think a lot of people in Philipstown are going through what we're all going through, and I think it's a responsible budget that addresses the needs of Philipstown residents by and large without resulting in too much additional pain for anyone. So I fully support this budget.
Thank you. I'd also say that, the incentives for staying under the 2% are gone. There's no New York State rebates anymore. People don't get the rebate checks. They certainly wouldn't be seeing them this year. So my worry is also that they'll be going after Star or something like that next to try to recoup money, but we'll wait and see what happens. But by and large, we're in good shape. We're going to continue on with the Town Hall project. We'll start the highway garage project. They're not having any impact on the tax, the taxes that people are going to pay. But all in all, that's it. We're looking at an overall 1.76% increase. So under 2%, under the cap, and making allowances for the New York State retirement system. So, yes, Sue?
Retirement system, the medical,
Medical, pardon me, yep.
for the extra new people.
Yep, yeah, since we'll be taking on potentially 2 new positions, one at Highway and one in the clerk's office. So, what's that? Oh, building, oh, right, would be shifting over. Yep. I'm just looking at people. All right, with that, it's going to be a roll call vote, right? I would imagine. So could I get a motion on the 2020 final adopted budget, or not adopted budget for the town of Philipstown?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Councilwoman Farrell.
Aye.
Councilman Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Leonard.
Aye.
Councilman Van Tassel. And I vote aye. The budget is adopted, and thank you.
Thank you.
Give it back to Teresa. Don't make her come over and,
The next item on the agenda is a resolution approving the following one change order for the Town Hall Renovation Project in the amount of $18,475. And that's for gutters, copper gutters and leaders, and it's with PVS Construction. Thank you.
we're not going to be able to approve this tonight because I haven't seen the credit for the work that they were going to do. We changed from a built-in gutter, now we're going to an exterior half-round copper gutter, but we saw the upcharge, but we didn't see the credit for the work they would have been doing. So we're going to send that back. So
Couldn't he use any other materials besides copper, or does he just want to use that because of aesthetic purposes, or?
well, for longevity, it's the best.
I think for historic purposes, I think.
That's what I mean, aesthetic and historic.
Try to be,
Yeah. And with all the work we're doing, it's,
Well, you're not gonna really see them, right?
you'll see them, yeah.
You're gonna be able to
They're
see
gonna
them?
They're gonna be right on the outside, a
Outside?
half round. It's a 6-inch half round, so you'll definitely see it. And with the half round, you're still gonna be able to see the detail up there on the soffit, so, or the fascia board up there. But at any rate, I'd like to get a motion, could I get a motion to table that until I have a chance to review it and send it back to PBS?
So moved.
Second.
Tabling it.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
The next item on the agenda is a resolution approving the following one change order for the Town Hall Renovation Project in the amount of $10,267, and that's for an elevator battery backup, PVS construction.
Now, there was some comment from the architect on the job saying we should send that back also because there was an issue with the form of the change order and also not enough detail there. We're not, well, we're sure we need the battery backup. We're just not sure about the form of the change order. There wasn't enough information.
Battery backup or generator.
For generator,
If somebody's in the elevator, the power goes out, they have to be able to get out of the
So,
elevator.
yeah.
if we had a generator, we wouldn't need this stuff, right?
The generator costs.
Understood,
That
but
was where,
I also too, if we're going to table this thing, maybe we should look into, because you're gonna have maintenance on these batteries every year too, probably. We gotta see what kind of a budget we need for that, because, you know,
Probably,
after
that's
1
good.
year, they usually,
Yeah, that's a
you
good
gotta have a
point.
service agreement probably with
Yeah.
the batteries.
Yeah, the
Then
elevator
once we do
company,
get a generator, we could get rid of it.
we're gonna wind up with a service contract with the elevator company regardless, so.
Can I make a suggestion, we just table all of these, so we can meet, we're scheduled to meet every Tuesday, we can meet there next Tuesday.
Uh-oh, you're gonna get,
Sorry.
We're gonna put in the budget for one more microphone too, Seal, so we don't have to keep doing it. I would just make a suggestion that we table all of the PVS extras for tonight. We can meet there Tuesday morning, and approve them.
Yeah.
Once we get more clarity from, Perry.
yeah.
So.
All right. So can I get a motion to table this change order?
So moved.
Second.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. What's the next one? We have one more? Or?
A
concrete.
change for the concrete entry sidewalk?
Yeah, the architect felt the price on that was too high. It was,
I don't know. I mean, I don't work prevailing wage, so
yeah. Did you see the number on it?
$4,600.
Yeah, I didn't think it was crazy.
No, depending on how much he's got to cut and change.
Well, he also has to dig the whole thing up, cut it
Yep.
back, and re-pour it.
Yep.
So I'm inclined to approve that one right now since we're together. I mean, Justin felt like it was higher. We could, well, maybe let's table it and we'll discuss it with him Tuesday. So
They're
can
not
I,
gonna be doing it between now and Thanksgiving.
no, they're not. Can I get a motion to table the change order number 3 there for the concrete sidewalk in front of Town Hall?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye.
And the next item is the Hudson Valley Power, Community Power CCA Annual Update.
Nobody here?
He's been dying to make a presentation.
I know. And he knew about it, right?
As far as I know,
Yeah, we sent him back.
Power spoke for-
Well, he could always make it at the December meeting.
On another note,
Does anyone know how to get in touch with him?
there's some, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll have Tara get in touch with him tomorrow.
No, I mean now.
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't have his number.
There was some movement today. I contacted the plumbers a couple times.
I saw that.
And suddenly it's getting done on December 2nd, the tap.
The day that will live in infamy.
So hopefully it'll happen.
So it's Jeff Domanski, I think, is the guy who was supposed to.
Domanski,
Yeah.
Hudson Valley Energy.
Yeah, well, I'll have Tara give him a shot. Put that under my to-dos. Anything else? Anything else from the board?
I had a question.
Yes, Judy, please, by all means.
In seeing the Putnam County Department of Health COVID numbers, I know, and also I was
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Zoom call yesterday evening with the Haldane School District, and there's concern we're now in a yellow zone. I think Philipstown is probably doing better than the rest of the county, but we will be
As
in that
always.
zone, as always. So, is there anything that, we need to do? I know that the Board of Education and the superintendent have plans, in case we do go into a higher level zone, but is there anything else that we need to be coordinating with Putnam County?
Well,
Department of
I had a series of emails with our county legislator, Nancy Montgomery, today, raising the same issue. And I asked the following questions. What are the plans at the hospital? What's their capacity? Where are they right now? What is the county planning for a countywide response? Because we can respond locally, but really it should be a countywide response because they run the EOC. and then wondering what sort of public service messages they're putting out, especially in light of that and the fact that Thanksgiving's coming up, directing people, to try to follow the guidelines. The governor's putting out new guidelines and executive orders every day. So I was just inquiring as to, I haven't heard anything from the county. I see the dashboard, but I don't see any action or public service announcements or encouraging people. I wrote a letter to both papers today that I hope is going to get printed, and maybe we could run it as an ad, I don't know. But just encouraging people to be steadfast about this, because now is not the time to be dropping your guard. There's a vaccine coming. We got to get through the next 5 or 6 months and then get over this. But now is no time to, and I know there's fatigue out there, a lot of it. Everybody's tired of not being able to see their families, not being able to gather, wearing the masks. But, you get tired of being dead too. It's not going to be good if people really start flaunting this. And I feel like on the other side of the county, there's been some of that because, yesterday they were up to almost 6% positivity rate. And that's high. That's in the red zone. They have a 14-day average rate now of 3.5%, which puts you on alert. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll be speaking to Nancy again tomorrow, since she's our direct liaison with the county, obviously, to see what she feels they're going to be coming up with. But I'm hearing nothing right now. I see the dashboard, but I don't hear any plans from them saying if things go extremely bad, if we get up to 6 or 7% positivity, what are they going to do? What are the plans for being able to take care of people, move them around? Because Putnam Hospital is not that big, and they don't have that many emergency, beds for COVID. So
With that said, is everybody still comfortable with meeting in person? I am currently. I don't know if everybody.
I think we're fine. We're able to distance in here. It's,
Cold enough too. So.
it's cold enough.
It's like you're outside.
But, again, it depends on, right now, we're within the guidelines. So I'm comfortable doing it. We're all masking, we're all staying apart. I don't think we're going to have an issue.
We're even under the 10.
We could.
We can all have Thanksgiving.
That's right.
The problem is that they fully expect, the governor said it today, he honestly believes the holidays are just going to drive these up.
Yeah,
there's just no way around it. Canada, it happened to Canada. It's going to be very tough to go through the holidays all the way through New Year's and not have a bad spike.
There's a lot of talk that this spike is from Halloween.
It is, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
heard.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a possibility.
Yeah,
People
sure.
gather up. But, I mean,
Yep.
if you start gathering indoors,
Yeah.
all bets are off. And
Yeah.
the problem is, I understand the emotional aspect of it. People want to be together over the holidays, but, the cost of doing that may not be worth getting together.
We're celebrating like the pilgrims outside.
Yeah, if you can get together outside, more power to you. But I would strongly advise against, celebrating indoors. My family, it's going to be 3 of us, and I come from a big family. We usually all get together, but we're not. We're just not. So,
Same with us.
yeah. Yeah, be safe, and you'll be happier come next year when everybody's still at the table. So, if there's nothing else, yes, Sheila.
Can I make a suggestion that we're going to continue maybe a year, that we can somehow get Wi-Fi in here so you can go live on YouTube?
Okay.
I'll look into it.
All right, Bob, thank you. That does sound like a Bob thing. Because technology,
Should be pretty straightforward to do it, but, I don't know. Should be able to run a little cable out here.
Now, when you're doing Zoom, or if you're not doing Zoom and people can't come, you have to have an outlet to see.
yeah. Unfortunately for John and I, a couple hammers, everything looks like a nail.
Hopefully, we'll be meeting at the town hall soon. That would be swell.
Boy, it would be nice. Hopefully get to have a couple of meetings in there. With heat, too. Well, my thanks to the board, and I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving, and be safe.
You
Please,
too.
be safe.
Be well,
everyone.
everyone.
All right, could I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Susan, thank you.
Thank you.
So-